Hi, this is Doug, and well, you just watched a 5 minute and change video that I took on November the 15th, 2013. I was in the room doing a video on something else. Patrick was in the bed asleep. He didn't feel well at all. His nose was all dry. He'd been there since the night before, relatively early actually, and just slept and slept and slept. Now, excuse me. When I got the news of the rumor, I turned the camera, I flipped that video off, I turned the camera onto Patch and started talking. And you just watched the results of that. Now, and so we don't know what happened after that. Well, I do. That was on November the 15th, 2013. On November the 21st, a week later, Bay County Animal Control come charging down into my yard, front yard, and surrounding us just about. They came with several employees. I was wondering who's watching the store, actually. A couple of deputies. I was threatened by Deputy Chance that if I didn't shut up, he'd beat my ass. Well, I guess these guys, it's part of their repertoire, I guess. But, and we went at it a little bit. But within the hour, Patch was loaded up in a truck, taken off to jail. Understand this. The woman who accused him of killing her dog never showed anyone a dead dog. Had no evidence whatsoever, just her screaming suddenly, midday on November 15th, that Patch had killed her dog. Now, I don't understand. I don't even believe she knows Patch, or even of him. But yet she knows his name and can describe him. Bay County Animal Control never went to her house to do the report. Well, they went eventually, a week later. The day they came to my house, they went to her house. So she filed the report on November the 15th, but over the phone, but didn't do any filing or telling the story or signing any papers until a week later. Does that make sense to you? It does not to me. Because there's a dead dog involved. You want to get pictures of it. You want to check it. You want to make sure that it's dead. So, you know, the vet would have come out. See what I'm saying? But there was no dog. I know this because I went and interviewed her a few days later. I wanted to find out what it is she said she saw. She told me the story. I asked her, well, do you have pictures of the dog, and who did you show the dog to? Well, no one, because the dog's not here. No, I don't have any pictures. Well, what do you mean the dog's not here? It was just 2 days ago. I mean, what, is that the veterinarian's, the doctor's office? No, some family members came and got it and took it back to their place and buried it. Your dog was killed by a community dog, according to you, mine, and you don't even wait a few moments for animal control to arrive and do the report, take pictures of it. Well, animal control didn't come for a week. Yeah, but you didn't know that at that moment. You didn't know that then, did you? Show me where it happened. She showed me. I left. Patch stayed in jail. On December the 10th, we had a hearing, a quasi-judicial hearing. And at that hearing, the second witness, and the only eyewitness really, the only witness as far as I'm concerned, was the woman who made the accusation, the owner of the dog who was allegedly killed. She was asked to tell her story, and she testified. The whole thing was done in just under 29 seconds. I had the audio tape. At the end of her 29 seconds, or her testimony, the prosecutor, who was the same woman who was fired for lying and forgery, forging a master's degree to put in her file so she could get the job to start with, was the prosecutor. And she said to the woman at the end of her testimony, "Ma'am, I'm not going to show you a picture of Patch, one that we took over at Animal Control. I want you to take a look at the picture and tell me, is this the dog that killed your dog?" The woman looked at the picture, looked up, and squarely said, "No, it is not." After I freaked for a moment, I looked down at her affidavit, and I noticed that Even in her affidavit, she said that a large white dog had come into her yard and killed her dog. Patch, a medium-built black and white dog. Not even a description. There was a lot of craziness going on in the court, a few moments of it. The judges, there were 5 judges, a hearing officer, and 4 others. And they banged the gavel and said the same thing, the same question. Ma'am, is this the dog that killed your dog? She looked at it and again she said, no, it is not. Noted, the gavel banged, and I'm ready to go home now. I'm ready to get Patch's hat and coat. We're going home. I'm trying to think if I brought up a leash. Except while I'm thinking about this, everyone takes a seat and the hearing continues. The kangaroos come up from all over the place. They're just bouncing off the floor, off the sidewalls, everywhere. Kangaroo court is now in session, big time. And by the end of it, Patch was declared dangerous dog. Keep him in jail. You, sir, now have 10 days to file a petition for an appeal if you like. I filed that appeal. Haven't seen Patch yet. That appeal went in March, late February, and the judge kept it until the first day of April. The letter said that I was given what's called procedural due process. And rather than explain all of procedural due process, he put a link in there and stated that what it in essence means is this: as long as you have the opportunity to cross-examine or ask witnesses yourself the questions you needed to know, there's no need for him to go over the new evidence or to rehear the evidence that was stated to weigh it against your evidence. Well, of course there is. That's exactly why I appealed you. So you could listen to what those witnesses said and look at my proof that they were wrong. But he didn't. He used that procedural due process to his favor. He's named also. So by now, the Carol Trevitz boss that did the stealing and the forgery had been fired, and a new boss had been hired. That would be Paula Hunter. Now, I'm going back and forth whether it's Hunt or Hunter. I cannot recall. I believe it's Hunter. I believe it's Hunter, but I'll find out shortly. She said to me, after a week and a half or so, it was now the middle of April, Mr. D, you've only got a few days left on your 14-day compliance time. What that means is after you have a hearing, and if you lose that hearing, you have 14 days to comply to a dangerous dog. You've got to have him fixed. You got to have $100,000 of liability insurance. You got to have this, that, and the other. You got to have muzzle. You got to have medicine. You got to have a cage. You got to have this. All kinds of things. You have 14 days to do it, or the state or county can keep your dog, and they can kill it if they want to. If you don't pay a bill, they can kill your dog if they want to. If you don't pay your bill, they can punish you by killing your dog. Anyways. I told her that no, my 14 days haven't even started yet. I've been through this before. I've been through this when I have a dozen letters like that. And you get a letter known as the official letter. And in that letter it states the day and the time that the 14 days or the 10 days or whatever it is you're going with starts. When it ends and what happens afterwards. I haven't received that. Oh, yes, you have. No, I haven't. Paula, I haven't received that. Why would I say I did when I didn't? Oh, yeah, you must have. Well, that judge's letter is suffice. So your 14 days started on April the 1st. Well, Paula Hunter, on April the 1st, on April the 1st, the judge signed the letter, then mailed it through the regular U.S. Postal Mail. On April the 2nd at 11 p.m., the letter was in Pensacola, Florida, 115 so miles away. I don't get the letter in my mailbox until April the 4th or 5th. I don't recall at the moment. Either way, either day, when you take 14 days, now you've gone from there, which I'm going to debate with you all the way. It doesn't matter anyway because I have the Supreme Court looking at my status and going to let me know any moment if I can appeal to the Supreme Court. No, you can't do that, she said. Well, of course I can do that. No, you can't. She hung up on me. That was a phone call. And I didn't have time to tell her that the 14-day thing won't start until the 5th. That takes us to April 19th. This is only April the 15th, 14th. You're having me start and tomorrow the next day. It's over, you're saying. And it doesn't start on April the 1st anyway. Paula, my God. How can it do that if I don't have the letter? Not even the judge's letter. Well, on April the 16th, we spoke again. Almost an identical conversation. Well, don't forget now, Paula, we've got the Supreme Court. I've sent my letter in. I don't know if they received it yet. You can't do that, Mr. D. I told you that. She hung up the phone again. On April the 17th, at 4:28 p.m., Paula Hunter ordered Patch's death by way of a double dose of euthanasia poison. She left work not long after that, went on a 5-day vacation. Before she left instructions with her team, her people. Do not tell Mr. DeZoglio about this if he should inquire. Tell him I have to wait until I get back to answer any questions. I'll be back Tuesday. This is on Thursday. That's the end of the story. She killed my dog because she needed to go on vacation. She was angry with me, and she wasn't going to have me upsetting the apple cart by contacting and communicating with the Supreme Court of the United States. She also has been named. The video you just saw was proof positive that Patch did not do that crime. He didn't even leave the house that day, with witnesses and a video. The judge got a copy of that video, along with a copy of every piece of evidence I had. He never looked at it. He never looked at any of the evidence I sent him. That would be Judge Campbell, Bay County, Florida. I'm going to try to load this movie up right underneath the one that was just played. And now you've got a pretty good head full. And a head full of steam, maybe. This has only just begun, believe it or not. Have a nice day. Have a nice weekend. We'll see you. Talk to you later. Bye-bye.